Dear friends, welcome to my presentation on thermoplastic elastomers. My name is Vishal Kadakia from Kadakia Plastics and Chemicals, and we are the manufacturers of TPE compounds in India. I have been invited to talk about TPEs because there has been a lot of myths running around what are TPEs today. And the whole idea of today's presentation is to decode some of these myths and to educate some of the people about thermoplastic elastomers in terms of structure property relationships as well as in terms of applications. So I do hope that you find this presentation useful in terms of TPEs, in terms of its application and in terms of its endless possibilities that you can find today. So what are thermoplastic elastomers, or TPEs as we call it? Primarily, TPEs in the world were developed as rubber replacements. If you really look at the performance and the processability, TPE has got the performance of that of a conventional rubber, but the processability of that of a conventional thermoplastic. This is actually the best of both the worlds, as a result of which TPEs can be excellent in terms of processability. They are very suitable to make very high volume injection molding applications as well as in extrusion applications. Another advantage is that they have very low scrap rates because they could be completely recycled. They could be colored, which is a very important factor today in terms of plastics. And finally, because of its conventional thermoplastic, they have very low capital investments in terms of machinery as compared to the thermoset. Let us look at the conventional thermoset process. What you see here is you have your mixing, your shaping, your vulcanizing and your finished product. But the common factor in all these things are that there is scrap which is generated at every step. Now if you look at the TPE process, where you have your mixing, your shaping, which is generally your injection molding or extrusion, and then your finished product. And in every step of the way, it could be recycled. Obviously, this is huge amount of cost savings as well as in terms of time savings. What are the different types of thermoplastic elastomers? You know, we all in India are a little bit confused about how you call a TPE. Some people say they are TPEs, some people say they are TPRs, some people say they are TPVs, TPOs, TPUs. Technically, all these terms are correct. But there are different types which we will be covering in our next few slides. But TPEs can be called any of these. They can be called a TPR, a TPV, a TPO or a TPU. Let us look a little bit at the history of how does the thermoplastic elastomer came about. It actually started in 1950s where the first TPU was made by B.F. Goodrich. Then in the 1960s, the styrene butadiene block copolymers was made by Shell Chemical Company. In the 70s, the copolyester block copolymer was made by DuPont. Again in the 70s, the EPDM PP blend by Uniroyal was developed. Then in the 1980s, the breakthrough revolution was made in terms of the TPVs by Monsanto Chemical Company. And finally in the 80s again, the thermoplastic polyamides was made. This is generally a product tree, what we call for a TPE. Now it definitely looks very confusing, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to break it down. Okay, so let's break it down by the first family, which we call as the styrenic type. So if you look at it, TPEs are, if I go back, if you see, TPEs are divided into olefinic, styrenic, PVC and engineering. We are going to cover the first segment, which is the styrenic, which is made out of either SBS block copolymers or SEBS block copolymers. Both of these are made or manufactured by Kadakia. This is your first type. Your second type is your olefinic type, which covers your TPOs and TPVs. TPOs is nothing but PP EPDM which are non-cross-linked, whereas TPVs are PP EPDM which are dynamically cross-linked. One of the examples of a PP EPDM cross-linked is Sarlink, which is made by Technorapex. The third type is your PVC, and the fourth type is that of engineering, which is really not in the scope of today's study, but technically PVC NBR alloys, which we call it, are TPEs. And in engineering you have your TPUs, your copolyesters and your copolyamides. So when we bring all of these together, this is what a family tree of a TPE looks like, again from an olefinic, styrenic, PVC and an engineering viewpoint. Let's talk a little bit about the structure property relationship of a SBS or a SEBS. If you look at this picture very carefully, you will see a diblock and a triblock, which are made out of polystyrene and rubber blocks. The polystyrene block are the hard segments, and the rubber blocks, which are in terms of the spiral, are the soft segments. If you look at the picture on your right closely, polystyrene, and when I enlarge this a little bit, acts like the hard blocks in the matrix. That means they are the cross links actually for the soft segments. Butadiene are the rubbery blocks, and if you look at the glass transition temperature of polystyrene, which is 100 degrees Celsius. If you look at the glass transition temperature of butadiene, it is minus 90 degrees Celsius. What does that tell you? It means that the operating temperature of a styrenic block copolymer is in between 90 C to 100 C. That is actually a very exciting range where a lot of applications from low temperature as well as high temperature can be covered. If you look at the structure property relationship of a TPV, obviously a little different. TPV is more of a physical mix rather than an engineered polymer. It's a blend of a EPDM and PP, in which EPDM are dynamically cross-linked in the twin screw extruder, and it is dispersed into the PP matrix. And this is what you are seeing, where the black segments are the cross-linked EPDM and the white background is the PP. And it is like an interpenetrating network where there is a continuous phase of polyolefin and there is a cross-link phase of that of the EPDM. Now let us look at some of the properties of TPEs. TPEs can be made with very wide hardness range, as that of 5 ShORe up to 50 ShORe. It has got excellent UV and ozone resistance, low temperature properties as we saw in our previous slides because of the low glass transition temperature of butadiene. High temperature resistance up to 120 degrees, which could be attained by formulating the TPE. It has got good compression set at room temperature, and in TPV you also have a good compression set in terms of the elevated temperature. Very easy to pre-color, recyclable as we had discussed last time. It can be processed on your conventional injection molding and extrusion equipments. High volume productions, which is one of the keys of TPEs. It has got low densities as compared to your conventional PVC compounds. It has got acid-base resistance and solvent resistance, which are very important for automotive applications. Very important again is it is PVC free, it is RoHS compliant and REACH compliant, two most important properties which are required today in terms of automotive. Excellent tear resistance, too short molding on many substrates, which we call overmolding, where you can take a nylon or an ABS and you can injection mold for soft touch applications, TPEs, which are compatible or could be made compatible for these applications. Again, it can be very easily colored by using your polyethylene or your polypropylene master batch. FDA approved raw materials, hence it could be used in many applications in terms of toys, in terms of beverages, and which we would be covering after this. We just have finished discussing about the properties and the advantages of TPE. But let's put a little bit light also on some of the disadvantages. The key and the most important disadvantage that we see in a TPE is it has got poorer compression sets as compared to the conventional rubber. That is the single most important disadvantage that one has seen. Another important disadvantage is that the melting at elevated temperature happens in terms of TPEs beyond 120 degrees Celsius. which that as compared to the conventional thermoset, the melting temperature is way higher. In fact, it's a thermoset, so it doesn't melt. Apart from that, for India, where there is a resistance in change from a conventional rubber to a TPE, the most important change is because rubber processors are unfamiliar with this technology. They need to invest in new raw materials as well as in new equipments in order to go ahead and make a complete turnaround. So which is one of the single most disadvantageous things for TPEs. But apart from that, as we have seen, there are many advantages which supersedes that. We have also in the next slide put together a chart in which we will be talking about comparisons of different TPE families and how they fare in terms of properties. Let's see, on the left hand side we have your hardnesses, your ozone resistance, working temperature, low temperature properties, chemical resistance and compression sets, all the key properties which are required for a TPE. If you take your SBS and your SEBS, which is from your styrenic based family, and then you take your TPV and TPO, which is from your olefinic based family, this is what you generally see. What I have done is the highlights are marked in red, where if you take the SEBS, it has got the widest hardness range, where you can actually formulate an SEBS from all the way to -5A to Shore A65D. When it comes to working temperature, the best working temperature you see is that for a TPV, which is 140 degrees Celsius. For low temperature resistance, practically all TPEs are in the -40 range. In terms of acid-base resistance, again all TPEs have got excellent acid-base resistance. In terms of oil resistance, the best TPEs is a TPV with a very good oil resistance, as a result of which it is preferred to be used in automotive grades. If you look at hygroscopicness, SEBS or styrenic based polymers are not at all hygroscopic, which reduces the processable time so that you don't have to dry the product. In terms of compression set, TPV is excellent, followed by SEBS, which is good. At elevated temperatures, TPV takes away the cake by showing very good elevated resistance to compression sets. And in terms of transparency, which a lot of applications need, only SEBS can be made. So if you really look at this matrix, each and every polymer has its advantages and disadvantages, and when you are designing a product and want to use an SEBS, you have to pick and choose your SEBS based on what properties are most important to you. If transparency is the key, then you cannot use a TPV, you have to use an SEBS. If working temperatures are important, then we suggest to go for a TPV. If you need excellent resistance to compression sets, then depending on what your limits are, you can use an SEBS or a TPV. So this matrix kind of clarifies what product you can use for what application. Let's look at automotive application. We are going to move and talk about different applications, and this is a car in which, if you see, these are all the different applications in automotives where TPE has been used and has been proven successfully in terms of Europe, in terms of America, and slowly and gradually coming into India. Automotive application is divided into four: the interior, the exterior, the under the hood, and the under the cases. And if you look, the two most important TPEs where are used in automotive applications are your styrenic based, which is the SEBS, or the TPV based. For interior application, generally SEBS, and for exterior application, SEBS is favored. For under the hood and under the cases application, a TPV is preferred only because of the fact that under the hood and under the cases has got oil and solvent all around, where TPVs are more apt for that kind of an application. Some of the auto application features are UV and weathering resistance, abrasion resistance, temperature resistance, compression sets, low temperature flexibility, adhesion to different polymer substrates, 100% recyclability and easy to color. All these applications or all these features can be met with the TPEs. Let's take interior and let's break it down to what all applications you have and what polymers can be used. And if you see, all the applications such as horn pads, your mats, your cup holders, your seat belt boots, your gear shift and your handbrake bellows are using thermoplastic elastomers. Out of that, SCBS is the most prominent one which is used, but so can be TPV as we had discussed. It all depends on what key properties you are looking for in an SCBS or in a TPV, and it is at the end of the day the choice of the material selector in your company as to what polymer they want. Also, the cost is a big factor in this. Exterior application, mud flaps, fuel entrance seals, antenna covers, wiper spoilers, wheel housing parts, cow end seals, glass encapsulation. These are some of the important exterior applications where TPE has been already able to meet the demands. Again, SCBS and TPV are the two most important polymers used in these applications. Finally, you have your under the hood and under the cases where you talk about your grommets, your brake covers, your suspension bellows, dust boots, your rack and pinion boots. Some of these applications currently use rubber, and if you see with the advantages of high volume application, with the advantages of easy processability, rubber very well can conventionally replace or can be replaced by your SCBS or your TPV. Some of the auto applications and some of the features. One, what you see here in front of you is your gear knob. Currently, what you another see is the air dam feature, which you see under the car, which helps the car in balance, and also a mirror mount, which is currently, these are the applications which are currently used in India. Let's move on from an automotive application to consumer applications. The highest amount of TPEs which are used in India today are in the consumer applications, and these are pen grips, toothbrush grips, knife handles, utensil grips, luggage handles, sporting good grips such as your golf clubs, etc. If you look at again the TPEs which are used in this is your SCBS or your TPV, which could be interchangeably used depending on what are the key properties that you're looking at. Gaskets for lawn and garden equipment, swim fins, camera grips, rifle butts, ear plugs, tubings. These are some of the other applications from a consumer viewpoint. If you look at the key features which are required for a consumer application, they are good surface appearance, which is very important, addition to other polymers such as your PC ABS or your nylon, good UV and weathering resistance, and from a processable viewpoint, it needs to be 100% recyclable, it needs to be easy to color, it should be available in transparent grades, and hence and also it needs to have a low sebum oil swell, which we generally call as sweat resistance. Let's take for example a case of an oral care case study. This is nothing but for your toothbrush grades when you are choosing a TPE. What are the three most important things that a toothbrush company looks for when they want to use their TPE for their toothbrushes? And if you see today, all the toothbrushes comes with grips, which are nothing but TPEs. The most important is chemical resistance. And in that, what they look for is the resistance of the TPE to swell when you are holding it, which is generally your sweat resistance. They also look for chemical resistance in terms of what happens if toothpaste touches the grip. It should not disintegrate or deteriorate in terms of quality. Surface properties, they look for how the grip feels, the smoothness of the grip, whether they want a silky feel, whether they want a grippy feel, what kind of feels they are looking for. And they are also looking at colorability, because if you see today, toothbrush comes in variety of colors. Finally, they are looking for design freedom for injection molding applications. There are so many intricate toothbrushes which are made today, and as a result of which the design freedom is very important for TPEs. For example, if you look at some of these consumer applications, your kid toothbrushes, your pen grips, and some of the other applications in terms of consumer which are currently actively used in India. Let's move on to appliance applications. These are gaskets, seals, your caster wheels for your luggages, your knobs in terms of your tools that you are using in your house. These are all comes under the appliance application. And again, the features of the appliance applications are very similar to that of the features of the previous one that we discussed about for the consumer. And same thing, you need a UV and weathering, you need adhesion to polymers, you need good surface appearance, you need good recyclability and colorability. In this, you also need good compression sets because you're talking in terms of gasket seals, a good oil resistance and abrasion resistance. Some of the appliances that are widely used for your hair dryers, when you're using, you will generally see there is a grippy feel onto the handle, and generally TPEs are widely used in these applications. Also, the most commonly used application for TPEs is your luggage. When you pick up a bag of a Samsonite or any other American Tourister, you will generally see that the wheels of these have a coating on it, which is generally your TPEs. Medical applications. TPEs have become very diverse and are extensively used in medical applications today. For example, the most widely used TPE in medical application is in that of your syringes. If you pick any syringe today and if you see a black plunger tip on the syringe, that is nothing but your TPEs. Your syringe bulb, when you are giving medicines to your kids, and when you have your plunger in one of the bottles, and when you squeeze them, that is nothing but your TPEs. Respiratory mask, your face mask, and there are several other applications for medical applications. Some of the features, and the main feature that you're looking for is FDA, which is your food and drug appliance. Your non-toxic characteristics of TPEs, which they are, your low durometer hardnesses, soft touch, and great surface appearance is what the key features of the medical applications are. These are the applications that I was talking about in terms of your plunger tips, in terms of syringes, and for your medical dosage system. Food and beverage. Widely used in terms of bottle cap application, in terms of wine corks, your baby teethers, and your portable water hoses. If you look at a case study for caps and closures, which generally most of the people, if you have opened a bottle of Coca-Cola, you will come to know. What is generally one looking for? One is looking for good sealability so that you don't have the escape of the gases from Coke. You're looking for easy torque removals, which is nothing but your twisting of your caps. You are looking for no wax fall off so that you don't have things floating in your drinks. You're looking at ease of processability because the caps are made in millions per hour, and you're also looking at no impact of these products on the taste and odor of your drink. All these features can be very easily met by thermoplastic elastomer. These are the applications, the caps and closures, which are widely used across the world with TPEs. And finally, you have your wire and cable applications, which has been the domain for PVC for years and years right now. And why use TPEs in cables? One reason is because it has got excellent low temperature properties. So in extremely rugged terrain where there is snow, or in terrain where PVC cannot meet the demand, such as low temperature properties of -60, TPEs are used. It has got also very good electrical properties. It has got great abrasion resistance and oil resistance, and it also passes the most important 720-hour outdoor weatherability test. With that, we have covered in all hundreds and hundreds of applications where TPEs today are used. And if you really look, literally 1/10 of these applications are currently found in India. So the scope of TPEs in India for new applications is tremendous. I like to just to note on our company, a little overview. We are a 1973 based company. We are almost 40 years old. We are an ISO certified with all India distribution, having an annual metric ton capacity of around 15,000. The products that we make are the TPEs, which are the thermoplastic elastomers, the PVC and the PVC color master batches. We are located, our head office is in Mumbai and our manufacturing facility is located in Silvassa. I like to thank IPI for inviting me for this presentation. I do hope that today's presentation has shed some light on what the TPEs are, and it has broken some myths and brought some realities out into the open. And I do hope the clients who are listening to these presentations would take the initiative to convert more and more properties or more and more applications from rubber into TPEs for their own benefit and also for the benefit of the consumer. Thank you.